What's up, everybody? Welcome to Daddy's Game Time Live from the Central Coast of California. I'm Leo, along with Rick and Francisco. What's going on, guys? How was your week? What's up?
What's up, guys?
What's up, man? You like that intro?
Nice.
Yeah.
Cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
And dry.
Welcome, everybody. Daddy's Game Time Live here. Another week.
Who's this
and
handsome fellow?
I just want to say thank you so much, so much from the bottom of our Daddy's Game Time hearts for tuning in and for watching us. Last week's video, I would have to say, is probably one of the more successful videos that we've done thus far.
Thanks to
with
you.
Daddy's Game Time. Thanks to all of you beautiful
right
people.
there.
You
Right
right there watching at home. Just so many thanks. So many thanks. I really appreciate everything that you have done for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you times 10K.
Yep.
10K.
10K plus.
That's right. I like the way you think. I see what you did there.
It was kind of a control alt kind of thing.
Control Alt Delete.
Control alt delete. Copy all. Control A. Control A.
Control
Not Control
A.
alt. No, what the heck? Shut
What's-
up, guys. Shut up.
What's going
Shut
on?
up, Rick. You're drunk. Go home.
Yeah, man. It's. I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
Yeah. Gotta make the sound over here.
Yeah. Remember the old thing I used to do the.
That's right.
But that was
It's
for
been-
the Spanish show, I think.
I
No,
did it
I
on
think- I
both.
think he did on
all the time.
Speaking of Spanish,
Speaking
I'm
of
really
Spanish.
happy.
do you have news for our Spanish speakers out there?
Yeah. Para todos los que nos sintonizan en español,
Whoa.
for all of those
I don't
you
think we
joining
have-
us at home
I don't
that
think we have
speak Spanish,
subtitles yet.
if you want to watch us with your parents that only speak Spanish, feel free.
Because you can't watch it
Feel
any
free
other way.
To,
It
after
has
this
to be
show
with the
ends,
Spanish.
you can jump on our Spanish show
YouTube.
on YouTube, and we'll be doing a live broadcast tonight on Spanish. We're trying to bring it back, bringing back the Spanish show, a little bit of that Latino flavor.
Right there.
What
are you doing over there, man, Rick?
Oh, wait, look at his shirt. He has a
Oh,
magic
okay.
shirt on.
I totally forgot. It keeps having that effect.
Yeah, man. Special effects.
Yeah, it's been well about a year.
Your head is cutting off over there, Rick.
your head. You have to like.
No, I'm talking about
No,
height.
today we have a very
dang.
exciting show. I got the Leo's top 5 reasons.
We're at
5 ways why Horizon Zero Dawn is better than
We're
Zelda
at Leo's eye level. That's
Breath
why.
of the Wild. And not only that, but we also have videos for Friday the 13th, the new video game coming out soon.
Cat
We
videos.
have we have cat videos.
Cat videos?
I didn't see any on the list there, but
people
we
can
got-
search for those on
we
their
got
own.
Wonder Woman. We got some The Thinning, a Netflix original series, and some Jaden Smith comments.
Oh,
So
that's for Leo.
I don't know.
Rick and I already saw this.
Yeah, I
and
haven't
we want,
seen it.
We want Leo to
This
see
this
it.
I'm
will
gonna
be a
find out.
Leo reacts
Yes.
to kind
Yeah,
of deal.
we can do a Leo reacts. Cause
You should have seen his face. Jaden Smith.
yeah, I saw Jaden Smith on the list, and I was like, "What?
All right.
What?
It-
So that we got a
It is
pretty,
pop culture.
we got a pretty good
Yeah.
show waiting for you today." Jaden Smith, I like that kid. I know he gets a
Oh.
lot of hate for
Oh,
being,
you'll like him more after this, or you
But,
like him more after this.
but you know, after the Karate Kid movie, I said, "Well, the kid's probably not so bad."
Kid's
Probably.
alright.
Probably.
Kids are right.
His dad's pretty cool, so
I like his dad.
so we'll see. I don't know.
You
but
unplugged me over there. Can't hear myself anymore.
it's okay.
There we go.
Rick fixes everything.
I
Good
did.
So-
job, Rick.
Magic touch.
So yeah, man, I'm really excited about today's show. You guys want to get right to it?
Let's get to it.
Yes.
All right. So on the screen behind me,
As
you're
Nacho
seeing
Libre said, let's get down to the
I love this
nitty-gritty.
game.
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's the game of the hour right now. Everybody's playing it, including yours truly.
The game of the hour.
And man,
I just got the
Woo.
special edition, but I got no
Woo.
Switch to play it on.
he got the game before the console, folks.
He's got it. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week's eight reasons for waiting for the Switch kind of got to Francisco, I think, and
It
No,
prevented.
I-
and
Actually-
now he regrets it.
Actually, I want it, but I haven't been able to find it.
Right.
But it's fine because, like you said, I mean, any new shipment that we get from the Switch, I think is going to be corrected, starting probably from like 2 weeks from now, is what
Yeah.
I think. So, it's
What
right.
kind of corrections are you talking about?
At least the scratching of the screen with the dock, that's a big one for
I
me.
would imagine it's super easy to put some kind of plastic or rubbery film on the inside.
Yeah, I'd rather have stock made options.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Just, you know,
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. For them to implement something like that.
You know they're going to have a revision at some point. Not a full-blown revision like the one I want, but just like
they may have recalls.
You know, Reggie Fils-Aimé, he has
They're not giving into your demands yet.
Nope. Reggie Fils-Aimé has addressed some of the concerns regarding the Nintendo Switch, and he actually already talked about a few of the things that that they're doing to try and get things resolved. They want people that are experiencing any kind of issues or problems with the Nintendo Switch to call Nintendo of America. The more people that they get calling in with these problems,
more documentation,
the more research they have on the problems, the faster they can go ahead and get.
Couldn't they just do a web search of all these videos of all these comments?
Yeah, but I think as a business point of view, I get what he's saying. Like they have to document it and show. Look.
Yeah, but this isn't the 90s model. The 2000s.
Well, Rick, you and I have done tech support in the past. You know what that process is like, and you know that
I completely
sometimes
do.
By
But
just
that's like ancient. You don't need that no more.
Seeing the general videos that we've seen so far, that doesn't tell us the whole story. Usually, we need to get down to the technical details and little nitty gritty facts.
Yes.
And that's what they want. They want more people calling in, so that way there can be an interaction and try to pinpoint the exact issues that people are having and why they're having them, so they can go ahead and, because they're not just going to release some like software patch to fix problems. They're going to release hardware, and if they're going to revise the hardware, they want to make it right on the first time, not just
I'm gonna have to hunch like the whole time.
See, Rick, that's what happens when you don't make yourself available for the camera tests.
All I know is it was set, and then Leo put it at his eye level. So
yeah, all I know is that it looked really blurry when we had it set as you wanted it. So there's that. But anyway, yeah, man, Zelda Breath of the Wild. I've been playing it, man.
How is it?
It's a great game.
Tell me one thing. I've been hearing this a lot, and I want to see it from your perspective. Is it true? Are you just exploring, or are you going through the main quest?
It's a little bit of both, actually. There's not just like one thing. You can do just the main quest, point A to B.
Right.
But really, this is... a lot of people want to compare it to Horizon Zero Dawn just because they released like back-to-back from each other. But I actually compare this a little bit more to a game like GTA, where you get dropped into the world. And once
you decide whatever you want to do.
Once you're dropped into the world, just let it play, Rick. Just let it go. So once you drop into the world, you go ahead and you just want to kind of explore on your own and go through like the main quests and all that stuff. And so it's really cool. I really am enjoying the time. I thought that I would be one of those people that did not want to pour in all those extra hours exploring, that I would just want to go through the main quest, because that's one of the things I love the most about video games is their storylines. However, this game has that GTA effect on me where I just kind of want to go around and exploring. And
do you remember Ocarina of Time?
Yes.
When we finished that game, at the end, when you're done with the game, you're given that liberty, that freedom to just go and explore. Mm-hmm. And we went to gather all the heart containers, all the magic beans. Remember that from that game?
Right.
You had to like plant some seeds and then advance time, come back, get on the flower that will take you to other places. Mm-hmm. That was kind of fun. Capture all the ghosts or the Poes, as they call them.
Yeah.
And we spent so much time
after we had beat the game.
Right,
and apparently, I mean, I'm not too far into this game. I only played it for maybe 5 hours. Mm. And in that 5 hours, most of my time, I just spent it like messing around, trying to figure the world out.
We have to clarify one thing. Leo is still mad at Nintendo.
Yes,
he did not buy a Switch.
The demands have not been met.
Wii U.
So he got the Wii U version, and he's playing on his Wii U.
And don't get me wrong, I know this video is titled 5 Ways Horizon is possibly better than Zelda. You know,
keyword
question mark 5 ways Horizon better than Zelda ? You know,
right.
And but it's not to say it's a better game. It's just 5 ways in which it is better. You know, I just want to clarify that.
All right.
because both games have their merits. Both have great aspects to them, and I don't want to take anything away from Breath of the Wild by saying it's better than Horizon Zero Dawn, or vice versa.
I think they're good in their own ways, huh?
Both are different enough to where you could say they're different types of games.
Okay.
Even though, generally speaking, what people look at is open world game and they're out in the wild.
Right.
You know, but it's not. It doesn't exactly feel that way. And I guess if you want to, we can get more into detail at some point. But right now, I like to go ahead and move on a little bit.
Well, before you do, though, I just wanted to say about Breath of the Wild. It does definitely seem like it's a completely different game than the previous Zelda games. I don't see it as a more like you have to just go to point A to B, do the temples, do the the missions to continue.
In a way, you kind of just get dropped into that world.
It just seems like you're just like, here you go. You do whatever the heck you want to do. And, I mean, it's kind of cool because nowadays I think they kind of base games on hours of playtime. So they want to give you something to do, keep you entertained for a longer period of time.
Yeah. As
opposed to having a great, like, dynamic story that's going to keep you captivated. This kind of seems like it went that route. I haven't played it. I love all the Zelda games, but I don't know. It just seems like it's completely different than the previous ones. So far, is that what you feel too?
It has Ocarina of Time vibe to it. I think it's very similar to Ocarina of Time in many ways, but just evolved. I'd have to say a lot of people are giving it praise for being such a Western style of a game, but I see more similarities with Ocarina of Time on N64 than I do with some of these other ones. You know. Okay. So yeah, I mean it's great. It's great.
A lot of people were complaining about the fact that he wasn't wearing his iconic green tunic and the hat. But I've been watching a lot of things about the game, of course, because I'm excited to play it.
Yeah.
And if you have amiibos, remember the amiibos? Every single amiibo ever made up to now gives you things for this game. For
every
Zelda.
one?
Every single one.
Like a different piece of clothing?
They give you pieces of clothing, armor, and I think it's the original Link amiibo that gives you the green tunic.
The 8-bit one, that amiibo?
I believe it's that one. I may be wrong, but point remains. You put it into your game, onto your joypad. That's where the scanner is.
Yeah.
And then you can get
Which brings me to my next point. That's probably one of the reasons why those Joy-Cons are so expensive, because it has that scanner as well.
Well, that's part of it. Yeah. There's a lot of tech into the Joy-Cons. But one of the things I've noticed is that the Twilight Princess comes with that wolf Link amiibo.
It comes out in this game too.
That one, if you use it in this game, well, you can't use it right from the start. There has to be a certain point where you use it, where you can use it. It gives you Epona, man.
Right.
Epona comes out. That's so cool using that amiibo.
The wolf gives you the horse?
Yeah, well, because the wolf is what
the transportation.
How to use it to transportation, so it makes sense in that way.
Okay.
So I think it's kind of cool.
Speaking of horses, if you ever kill your horse in the game, he doesn't come back. He's dead.
Poor horse.
And he will die if you get attacked, mugged by whatever goblins or whatever, whatever they're called. If they kill it, it dies. But remember those great fairies?
Yes.
Okay, they're in this game as well, and I'm pretty sure you've probably already seen them. There's a great horse fairy that if you go and ask the horse fairy to bring back your horse, it will bring it back.
It'll bring it back.
That's kind of cool.
So is it? I mean, I know it's not Epona, but is it like a specific horse? It's like your horse, or do you just find a horse and ride it?
It's a horse in the wild.
Yeah.
Or if you use that
tame them.
that amiibo, then it's Epona.
And you can actually tame bears as well. Not as good, but you can ride bears.
That's
and
cool.
you can ride deer.
I could totally get down with riding a boar or something like that.
Well, yeah. So the bear will kind of all right, you're riding me, but after a while he'll go crazy and try to, shake you off still. So he's never completely tamed. But that was a cool thing. I thought it was from the game.
Pretty fun. Sounds fun.
So 5 ways Horizon is better than Zelda.
5
5 ways Horizon is better than Zelda. I got my trusty list right here.
It's not demands. It's not demands.
It's not demands. Although I know all you people love those demands. Thank you for the 10K views. Anyway, number 5, the villains, and specifically, I'm not talking about like main villains. I'm talking about, well, some of them are main villains. Horizon Zero Dawn has these really intricately stylized robotic dinosaurs and beasts in this game, and they look like they're alive in a way, like Cybernet has taken over, and these beasts are actually on the prowl and killing you, and they are difficult to get to. You need to figure out what their weaknesses are and figure out exactly what type of weapons that you are carrying will work best against that weakness. So that's, as you can see on the screen there behind us, you see some of those beasts. They're really, really original in many ways with that sci-fi robotic twist to them. And as you can see, it's very primal in its essence as well. So I'm really digging these villains. That was number 5. Number 4, graphic stability. I have not seen this game stutter very much in terms of frame rate. It doesn't dip almost whatsoever. Right. And while playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, I am aware that the Switch version and also the Nintendo Wii U version have frame rate stutters, and I have experienced that while I'm playing, where suddenly it'll look like it's stuttering, like kind of in a way going in slow motion, sort of. And so I have experienced that while playing the game, and so that's one minor little detraction. It doesn't really affect gameplay too much, but it is one way in which Horizon Zero Dawn is better than Zelda. It's just a little bit more polished.
Is that an issue on the game side or on the performance of the console side?
I think it's both, because the game should be coded to the software, to the hardware. You know, it should be able to run on the hardware in a acceptable manner. And yeah, when Zelda dips to 20 frames per second, I'm one of those guys where it's acceptable as long as it doesn't happen all the time.
Well, they were saying that it's probably an issue with Wi-Fi. They're trying to address that in a patch, so they already aware of that frame drop, and they're probably going to fix it.
Right. So I'm sure it's something that a patch can fix. But as of right now, as of the moment that we're speaking about this, that's one of the things that Horizon has over Zelda. It has better graphic stability. Number 3.
I think we need like a countdown, like a 3.
Now, I did mention I haven't beaten either one of these games yet, but so far, the game that I'm most hooked into is Horizon Zero Dawn. And the reason and what I think is superior about this so far is the storyline. It has a type of storyline that we haven't seen in video games before, at least that I personally haven't seen, with the types of twists that this game has. We all know the story of Legend of Zelda. Of course, each one of the games has a very good storyline. It has each one has its own twist to that story, but nevertheless, we all know what it basically is. Link versus Ganon to save the princess,
Zelda.
You know, and that's the base at its core. That's what the plot of that game is. In this one, it's this girl. She's part of a tribe she was shunned from, and she goes out to explore why these machines are suddenly such a great threat to humankind in her world. And she is discovering little by little through this adventure what exactly is happening, what's going on, and she comes to get to know some of these other people from different tribes, and kind of in a way gathering clues little by little as everything's going on around her. So storyline is number 3. Number 2, weapons. Weapons. She has a bow and arrow. Link has a bow and arrow. She has a spear. Link uses spears also. But one annoying thing about Breath of the Wild is that the weapons are
They break.
destructible. Yeah, you can only use each weapon a certain amount of times.
That's
before
been
it
happening
breaks.
since Skyward Sword.
And yeah, I get it, but give me a little bit more life in each weapon. After a few hits,
Question.
let me say this: you're in a battle, right? And you're into it, and after just a few hits, like boom, your weapon breaks. Yes, you pause, and yes, you get into your menu and load another weapon. You have plenty of space for more weapons, which is fine. They give you that option, but it kind of breaks the flow of the combat gameplay.
Let me play devil's
Legend of
advocate
Zelda.
on this,
So-
and I will tell you why
Yeah,
I think it's a
go
good
ahead.
idea. That's because if you have this huge world,
Mm-hmm.
and like you're saying, you're compelled to explore it
Mm-hmm.
or to go on your way. So if your weapons start breaking, what do? You look for more. You try to find more. And this game that used to be point A to point B, it's all of a sudden immersive. And you're forced to gather the items and weapons you need in order to proceed. So
Yeah.
I think that's why it's a good thing.
And that's exactly the preconception I had going into this game. It's like, oh, weapons break. I hear a lot of people complaining about weapons breaking. It's not a big deal. But once I actually started playing it, it wasn't a big deal at first. But after you get into like your 20th battle and you know more or less how to fight, what to do, then it just gets to the point where it's like it breaks that flow. And to me, that's very annoying when you break the flow of some combat.
Well, I think that's kind of piggybacking on what Pancho just said. Most games, more of the MMO, the RPG type, where you have to build your character from the ground up. Excuse me. That's more of that style. They're going more for that realism of all these little specs, all these little details that.
Wait, are you talking about Horizon or about Zelda?
the weapon
Zelda.
breaking? That's
with
basically
more realism.
That's basically kind of what they're going for, is that you have to learn how to use your weapons.
The more you use them, the more time for them to break it has, is what I read.
Yeah.
So the more skill you gather,
So-
the more.
So essentially, I mean,
That's for certain weapons. once you get farther
essentially
into the game.
the way that it is when you use a weapon, it gets weaker. So
Right.
in most games, you have to reforge them, go to a blacksmith, fix it up, sharpen it, something like that, right?
Horizon Zero Dawn does have similar systems in place as well, where you have to tinker a lot with your weapons, but it's done in such a way to where you do all the tinkering before matches, I guess you could say.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. So
before you're gonna go into a zone where there's certain types of beasts that prowl, and you know more or less like, okay, I have this at my disposal. And so yes, you do run out of arrows, you do run out of certain abilities once you use them up, because you are limited also in Horizon Zero Dawn. But the system that they put in place for it doesn't break the combat flow as much as Legend of Zelda does.
Well,
It's
it
a
just
lot-
sounds like
it's a lot more polished. It's a lot smoother.
it sounds like it's just preparing you for, okay, in this segment, you're gonna need this.
Yeah.
So
And I
take
think-
this
and,
only.
And in Zelda, one of the cool things about it is that those types of things are a lot more spontaneous.
I think that also, I want to believe that once you find the Master Sword, you don't have that problem anymore.
Right. So we'll see. That remains to be seen. But I'm seeing so far
Speaking of
in
another,
my gameplay is just it started off as not being such a big deal, but once you get into so many battles, it's like, come on, let's just get this through, get through it. You know.
a little side note. I haven't seen any particular videos. I've just seen little thumbnails of how to find the Master Sword.
Right.
A whole bunch of different little YouTube
no,
videos.
dude, no,
Yeah,
don't
and
do
I don't even want to
yourself.
ruin it, because a lot of that stuff is just kind of like breaking.
But see, but that's-
points of
but
the
that's
game.
what I mean.
Imagine you never find it.
I've been playing Breath of the Wild for about 5 hours or so, and the other night I was watching a speed run of it. People are doing speed runs where they can beat the game already in like under 50 minutes, I believe, and
Dang.
from big, just the main quest storyline. And I saw this guy do in 25 minutes what took me 5 hours to do.
Well, that's what happened.
But yeah, he didn't explore all the stuff I explored
Right,
and
right.
do all that. He already obviously knew how to do all that stuff, but it was really interesting. Really interesting. There's a lot of options with this game. So yeah, that was number 2, the weapons. Number 1.
Oh no.
Number 1, the most important one to me anyway, is originality. We know that Legend of Zelda is one of our most revered franchises, one of the best franchises of all time. However, as we kind of touched upon it before, it's kind of it's just kind of like at the core of it, it's the same story: good versus evil, Link versus Ganon, save the Princess Zelda. You know, that's and this game, Horizon Zero Dawn, we have a little bit more to it, more to chew off of the bone, something different. You know, where if Zelda Breath of the Wild is a Thanksgiving dinner, this is more like a Christmas dinner. You know, like where it's similar in certain ways, but new in other ways as well. And so in terms of originality, I think this one takes the cake. We have a completely new protagonist. It's the first game in what's most likely going to be a brand new franchise that's going to be alive for many years to come. And I'm loving what Horizon Zero Dawn is doing. It's very original in terms of its characters, in terms of its world, in terms of the style. They're going for a primal a feeling in this game where it feels like everything's like back to caveman times. However, you juxtapose that with all this technology and this sci-fi into it, and it just works so well, and it blends in so excellent, and visually it's just an amazing game in its own right. And Breath of the Wild visually also holds up against this, because it's more of an anime style.
Yeah,
cell
it's a different
shading.
style
It's
altogether.
a cell shading style. And I think in the long run, when we look back at these games 10 years from now, we're going to see probably that Legend of Zelda looks better aesthetically. You know, because it's that cartoon style, kind of like what we saw with Wind Waker.
Right.
Everybody didn't exactly like it at first, but 10 years later, we're like, wow, that's a really good one. So I like that. I like that about this game. It's an excellent game, and both games are excellent games. But in terms of these aspects that I just spoke about, these top 5 aspects, I think Horizon Zero Dawn is better than Legend of Zelda.
Ooh.
And next week, I'll have a top 5 of why Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, 5 ways in which it is
Blasphemy.
better than Horizon Zero Dawn. So it's gonna come back also. It's gonna come back. So stay tuned for next week's episode.
It's a good list.
Yeah.
It's very informative. Actually, no, because the reason why I like what you brought about right there, I haven't played either or, and I'm not a huge fan of I'm not a huge fan of Nintendo. I play their games. I love their games, but Nintendo, no.
Nintendo.
If anything,
Uncle Nintendo.
I'm more of a Sony fan. I actually played PlayStation before you guys even played
Yeah.
it.
True story.
True
So
story.
if it was that, I'd be more leaning towards that, right? But I always had the idea that no, Breath of the Wild is just going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But no, this is kind of like it's bringing that scale down to a level where it's kind of like I don't know, it's not as great of a game as I was expecting it to be. Not that saying that it's a bad game, but this kind of it's giving a good competition.
I will tell you one thing, and I don't know if it has to do with my love of the franchise, but you all know that we haven't really been playing that much games in a while.
Yeah.
You know, like either
Life.
because life, you don't have time, you just don't feel like it. But ever since the Wii with Twilight Princess and then with the Skyward Sword, I found myself sleeping until like 2-3 in the morning playing that game. Like I didn't care.
Yeah.
I had to wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning the next day. I had to play that game. So it finds me. It makes me want to play again.
First
you
world
know?
problems.
Yeah, there you go. So basically, like right now, like our main game right now is GTA, right? Grand Theft Auto. So we play once in a blue moon. You know, like once when we like all 3 have time. Like all right, let's play. But those older games, like I don't know what else are you playing, Leo, besides them too?
I'm playing those two. I'm also in the middle of playing GTA 5. And I wanted to say I was playing another one. Which one was I playing?
See, that's what I mean.
No, actually, no. That's all I've been playing so far. And
I haven't been playing anything but GTA.
But and I have to tell you,
And that's once in a while. That's
I have to
pickup
make
games.
one comment about Breath of the Wild. For me, it's easier to pick up and play Breath of the Wild than Horizon. And the reason is because
You're just fighting, right?
Horizon to me feels like a big boy game. It feels like it's the type of game that forces you to sit down and really get involved with it. It's just so involved, so intricate in terms of the storyline, in terms of the gameplay mechanics. You have a lot of stealth to do in it, and it's very, very like you have to be all in on that game. Whereas with Breath of the Wild, it's kind of like a little bit more casual, but I don't say it in a bad way.
Right.
It's more casual in the sense like you could pick it up, play 5 minutes, you actually do something and accomplish something in those 5 minutes.
It's actually productive.
and then put it back down.
Right.
And go off and we're daddies. We're trying to be responsible. We tend to our kids and
You
families.
can take the Switch on the go.
And that's what I was gonna say. That's why I want the Switch. That's one of the main things that are so attractive to me, that I can actually take it with me to work.
Well, I
and
think
on my
I
lunch
think,
break, get to play it.
Yeah, I think you have a misconception of what I just said. I can take it with me to any room in my house.
But not outside.
That I'm playing, and that's not the problem. The problem is that there's times where you just need to put something down and actually pay full attention to your family and children, and that's what I mean. I'm not the
That's
type.
why I want to take it outside.
And you want to get away, you want to escape.
go catch the frisbee.
So the truth comes out.
Nah,
Yeah,
just kidding.
yeah. I hope
But
a certain family member out there is not watching this section of the game or of our show. I mean,
For the game.
so yeah, man.
I think
Yeah.
we're in the clear. I think
Yeah,
we're in the
we're
clear.
in the clear. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So speaking of in the clear, and let me bring you back to some Danger Zone. action.
Danger Zone.
All right, guys.
Ackerman.
You guys put this in
It kind
here.
of does look like that.
You guys put
Well,
this in here. Tell me a
so-
little bit about it, Rick.
So this is really, it's like a 1980s music video.
Okay.
You can, we were probably cutting him off. Leo, you're kind of in the way. Well, you can look it up. It's the latest Friday the 13th music video. It's not showing actual gameplay. I think it's just basically showing like different styles or different ways of how he kills
Okay.
the what do they call them? The counselors.
Hide your kids. This part of
your kids.
This part of the
Yeah, sorry.
podcast might have some violence.
kind
in
of graphic. So
Oh, dang.
the beta came out, I want to say about 2 months ago.
Oh, you did get the
or less.
beta, right?
No, I didn't actually play it, but I did see a lot of different videos online, people uploading them, and it looks fun. It looks very fun. It was definitely incomplete at that time, but the concept is the same, kind of like the Dead by Daylight kind of game,
Oh,
where you're
snap.
either the survivor or you're
Whoa.
the killer.
Whoa.
This is banking more on the nostalgia
Nostalgia.
of what we grew up as
Censored.
the scary
Wow.
movie,
Whoa,
the
man.
horror
Oh.
movies.
Jeez.
I think
Oh, snap.
if I remember
I'm censoring
correctly,
this. Oh.
if I remember correctly,
Oh.
yeah, it's pretty gruesome, like I said.
Dang.
Oh, man.
If I remember correctly, I
you watching
think
this?
there's like
Oh, my gosh.
4.
How do we get away with this?
Maybe 5 different outfits.
Right.
Going back from like the original Jason with just like the potato sack bag or whatever that was,
Okay.
to the more recent one. So there's a different skin layout, I guess you can say, that you can pick. I don't remember the exact amount, but there's a couple of them. But from what I see here, they have been getting very creative to how you can actually kill the counselors. You see, he does it sometimes with his bare hands, sometimes with whatever tool he has in his hand.
Oh.
I think there's times where he's drowned them, or there's times where he slams them up like against the wall, or just stomps their face in, kind of deal.
Punches a hole through their
punches
chest.
a hole through their chest. So it looks like it's gonna be a very,
Look at what Jason's doing.
very graphic, very gory game, obviously, as you can see. But I think it's gonna be
hit me.
a super fun game to play with your buddies. I don't see this as like, oh, I'm just gonna jump on real quick and play for a few minutes. No,
man.
this is like, hey, dudes, let's go, let's play some.
How is he
let's play
still
some.
standing? Is what I want to know after that.
Well, it's a pretty long video. You guys can actually, we can kind of
Viewer discretion is
we can
advised.
kind of skip ahead.
Halfway into the video.
But yeah, you guys can look
Oh,
it up.
Man,
I think this is the
does not
most
look
recent.
Good thing my head's in the way.
We're like hiding everything.
Oh,
You're not covering enough. There's blood splattering all over the place. It's like Leo's the one that got impaled there. It's like you can skip
Jeez,
ahead,
man.
It's
Jeez.
a long video. It's like
All
4
right,
or
let's
5
go to the
minutes
next
Wow,
long.
Rick, man, you are one sick individual, Rick.
Oh,
That's why we got to move into our superheroes.
Iron Fist.
No, actually, this is just a.
Iron Fist,
this-
I said.
This isn't a video that we.
Well,
picked.
either way,
Coming
when's
out
it
this
start?
Friday.
This
This
Friday. Oh, I'm so
Friday!
pumped.
The
Mr.
binge-
Iron
The
Fist
final
Gio.
defender.
the binge
Yeah.
That one wasn't planned.
is
by the way.
ready.
All right, awesome. So here we go.
Here we go.
I think
Francisco.
this one is the most recent trailer
Wonder
that
Woman.
came out like 2 days
Wonder
ago. I think.
Woman.
It shows a better origin of Diana of Themyscira. I can't remember the name of the place.
We'll just say Segura.
Themyscira. Yeah.
Segura.
Eye mascara.
Themyscira. You have to think of Themyscira to remember the name.
It's International Latino Decade.
But what we can tell, what we can gather from this trailer right here is that Diana was not entitled to get the sword. She actually stole it.
Dirty Diana.
No,
Oh.
not
Dirty
that Diana.
So basically, that
Remember that
sword
old-
was supposed
old
to
jam
be for
by
the
MJ.
yes. The ruler of that land, of that island where only women live, Amazon women, strong women.
.com.
And what you see right here, it's very, very accurate to the actual comic book story where she went and rescued the pilot, the World War II pilot, and she was not supposed to. That's a big no-no.
What I want to know is why she rescued Captain America.
No,
That wasn't Captain.
that was
America.
Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk.
But yes, basically, it's very close to what we know of the comic book character, and it looks really good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited. I'm usually not excited about DC movies, but this one looks like it's actually gonna be
This
done
one
right.
looks very promising.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah. I'm excited about it.
This one definitely looks
I'm using
better than
my
the
big boy
Batman
voice
versus
right now.
Superman, so
That's how excited I
I
am.
do like it. I just got a comment on this comment that came in. Beauty and the Beast this Friday as well. Hashtag
the hype is real.
Hashtag
Beauty and the
don't-
Beast. Hashtag the hype is real, folks.
Hashtag don't judge me. LOL.
To be
Beauty and the
fair-
Beast, the Disney
fair,
the Disney film is
it
one of
looks
my
good.
favorites of all time, and this remake of it looks pretty good. It's pretty good.
No judgment here. Each one entitled to their own opinion.
We're in the same club,
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't care.
So
you
now-
know what other people think about me is none of my business. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
You know what I'm smelling?
All right.
You know what I'm smelling?
I don't know what
This
you want
right
to
here, not that. Move that away. This right here.
Move it.
This caught my attention a lot. I haven't seen this, but Rick pointed it out to me that it's actually kind of old. It's already been
I
happening.
think it's had a couple months since
But
this came
this
out.
is a YouTube Red original. YouTube Red, as many of you may or may not know, is the paid service that YouTube, our home, it's offering for, I think it's like $7 a month.
We have no affiliation with YouTube Red.
One of
Yeah,
our
w-
homes.
Well, basically, I didn't know this, but I think Rick pointed it out that all these actors in this movie, they're YouTubers.
I think so. I know Logan
thinning, huh?
Paul. I think the other two, the main girls, I think they're also YouTubers or Vine makers.
Viners.
Viners.
Yeah.
So the premise is that...
So is this series gonna be like?
No,
like
it's not series. It's a movie, dude.
This is
this
a movie.
Oh, okay.
And what the premise is that supposedly
3-minute movie.
the U.S. wants to implement a plan where only the smart people are allowed to live. So they have
Oh.
this test, standardized test, and if you don't pass it, I guess they take you away.
Yeah.
I kind of see this as like a hybrid of Battle Royale and the Hunger Games, and throw in some the Purge in there. Kind of a mixture of all those three titles, but nonetheless, it looks interesting. If you take
it
off
does.
that YouTube Red label that's shown on there,
It could be any
you
movie.
would think that
Yeah.
it's a big budget production. I mean, it looks that quality. Like I said, I don't know if they are all YouTubers or Viners. I think I have
At
seen
least some of them are.
Yeah, but YouTube Red's been on for a while.
No, it has been, but this is, I think, one of the first things that I see that's an actual movie. I've seen, like, PewDiePie had a show that wasn't really that successful, and other YouTubers had a show, but this is a movie. This is an original movie.
This is like a full-on movie. The others look like, I mean, just looking at them, not that I'm criticizing them, but Smosh, PewDiePie, who other? I think there was like 2 other YouTubers that are
thinning right now, folks.
They made shows or movies for YouTube Red, YouTube exclusive, which is kind of like a Netflix kind of deal.
Okay,
and
you gotta pause this.
Okay,
Let Rick finish his thought first.
So it seems like YouTube is now kind of switching over into that media where not only are you just there to watch their videos, now you're going to get that subscription going. Now you're going to want to get them first to get your movies, your shows, and all this other programs. I don't know if they're using just pure YouTubers for now to kind of get their hype growing, kind of use their fan base to get the word out maybe.
Right.
Because I know you've probably all seen the, click here for YouTube Red, 1 free month, blah, blah, blah. So they're throwing it out there.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't really know how many people are like, yeah, I'll sign up for that, or I'll get that.
Biting.
Or actually, exactly. But anyways, I don't know. I just seen that it's kind of interesting that now that they're also playing that game, Netflix, Hulu, YouTube Red.
Subscription.
Yep.
Well,
I'll just wait for it to come out on Netflix.
I want you to turn the volume up on this, Leo, because I want you to listen to this.
You want me to listen to this?
And play it.
Let's play it.
This is Leo's reaction to this. This is what we're gonna do.
Okay. Do you want the folks at home to listen to it too?
Yeah, they can hear it too.
Okay. Let me put the volume up here, and let's play this little puppy. My whole life has been a lie.
Life has been a lie.
In an average lifetime, human skin completely replaces itself 900 times.
It's titled Jaden Smith's Ponder Scientific Facts About the Universe.
You were once the youngest person in existence.
Listen, Leo.
And the little brother
On
can
Saturn and Jupiter, it rains diamonds.
How?
If you add up the total amount of hours that World of Warcraft players have played the game, it comes out to over 6 million years. I actually play World of Warcraft, so that's really funny. Sharks have been around for longer than trees. That one's hard to believe, but it's actually true. 50% of human DNA is shared with a banana.
Unbelievable.
There are more ways to shuffle a deck of cards than there are atoms on Earth. If you drilled a hole through the center of the Earth and jumped in it, it would take 42 minutes to reach the other side. When the oldest living person was born, they had an entire different set of people on the Earth with them. No one was the same.
So there's your idol.
Pobrecito. Oh my god.
Subtitles.
What do you think, Leo?
What? We need to send money to him. We need to help educate this young man even more than he already has educated
He
us.
posted this on his Twitter account.
Yeah.
As a serious thing.
No.
He was really
My whole life
concerned
has been a lie.
that people didn't know this. And then Rick was telling me that he dresses like a girl. Not that that's a bad thing for whoever does it, but
So
I don't know.
I don't know too much about what's going on. I mean, I don't really follow him. I don't really keep tabs on what he does.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of pictures out there of him wearing clothing that's the unisex or whatever title that they give it,
Unisex, we'll call
where
it.
it goes to, both ways. And the more popular ones is kind of like a long shirt that looks kind of like a skirt.
What happened, Will Smith? Where did you go wrong? What happened?
Each to their own, and his creativity, his artistic point of view, whatever it is that you want to call it. This, however, putting all that aside, I see it kind of like a Shia LaBeouf kind of thing.
Yes,
he's purposely throwing himself out there,
right,
to get ran over, to get hit by, or not hit by a bus, thrown under a bus.
Metaphorically
he's throwing himself
speaking,
under a bus to get publicity.
Well, if
good
you,
or bad, he's getting publicity.
This guy over the years, he catches a lot of hate from a lot of people. And I remember just a few years ago, he went to his own prom in a white
Oh,
Dark
that's
Knight
right.
Dark Knight outfit with the
White.
full on cape and everything
It
white.
was completely
It was
white.
The Dark Knight outfit, like the whole Batman costume, but all white. I don't remember if he actually had a mask on or not.
I think he did.
But I thought it was really cool looking, to be honest. I was nerding out when
To
I saw
wear at the prom.
Batman all in white. It was like Pope Batman. And
Pope Man.
and it was, I thought it was
See,
really
I
cool. He
mean-
caught a lot of hate, and I was just thinking to myself, man, this kid, he's 17 or 18 years old at that time. He's going to his senior prom, and that's too much criticism to put on a young kid.
Yet he's still doing this crap.
And now
Well, I
I
mean-
think now that he's older, he's kind of embracing that hate, kind of like Shia LaBeouf did in a sense, and one could say he's calling more attention to himself, and that's probably what he's gaining out of it. But at the same time, it's probably going to end up hurting him a little bit more in his career for the long run. It's also possible he just wants to stay relevant in some
way,
shape,
some
you
weird
know,
way.
like no
It's
publicity
yeah.
is bad publicity, you know, and so this is some form of publicity where people are talking about him. Remember what's his name, Phoenix,
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix. He did a similar thing where he went through his rapper phase,
But that was an
And-
act. That was an act for that documentary that his
and that
Casey
yeah,
Affleck was filming,
and-
and it was all an act.
and that
they
was
later said it,
that was an act. But at the time it was all happening, he was supposedly serious.
and you
about
thought it was
it.
serious.
And you thought it was serious. It's kind of like what this
I
guy's
like
doing.
his rapper stage
And-
that he went through.
Yeah, that was actually kind of cool. I loved how he would just go on the talk shows and troll whoever the host was. That was
David
trolling,
Letterman.
A+ trolling right there. You know, trolling at a Hollywood level. But this I see this as just like another publicity stunt. That's what it is. He may say it's serious right now, but it's very obvious that it's not serious. At least
Will
it's very
Smith
obvious.
thinks it's serious.
It's very obvious to me, and obviously if this is what he's trying to accomplish, he's gonna say like, "Hey, Dad, help me out here. Like, just act like it's real, you know, like whatever." And Will Smith knows how the game is played, and he's
Yeah.
gonna go along with it.
Well, I mean, this kid, unfortunately, and I'm not saying that this is correct or this is good, but he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders just
does.
because he's the son of two famous celebrities.
yeah,
What to do with that fame? I don't know. To me, it seems like you're wasting a lot of potential, a lot
Resources.
of resources that a
Favoritism.
lot of others struggle to get to that point. And he was born into it
And-
without having to
yeah.
lift a finger. And I'm not trying to criticize. I'm not trying to say.
I mean,
he was
Will
given
Smith
this.
tried. He put him in his movies.
He's
you know,
been in some
so-
movies. And
He didn't
from
take to
there,
it.
he could have taken off
Yeah.
on his own and done his own thing. If this is what he chooses to do, if he's going to own up to it, all right, you pick this.
Be the weirdo.
well, you know what? You could see it that
Phone
way.
almost died.
You could see it that way,
Could
like
say.
other people tried hard because that was their calling in life. But this guy probably wouldn't have even wanted this lifestyle. It was just kind of like thrown onto him. In a way, it was Will Smith that put this on him. Remember Just the Two of Us video? He was a little kid. Do you really think it was his choice to be on a music video? Like that, those are big boy decisions that you should be making once you're a full grown adult and have the
Big boy.
capacity to make full grown adult type of decisions. This kid was thrown right into the limelight with at you could argue at the height of popularity of Will Smith when he was doing all the summer blockbuster films, and he had his #1 album in the United States. I don't know Billboard wise
Getting jiggy with it.
Big Willie style.
how he did it in
Nah, nah, nah,
worldwide,
nah, nah,
but
nah.
yeah, he was doing his Big Willie style album, and and he was on one of the tracks on the music video with him, and he was just thrown into it. So he just kind of went along with it. You know, it is an opportunity that many people don't have. I do say that, but at the same time, I'm not gonna go out and say like he has it easy, because
Right.
I think
No.
it's more difficult to come out of your father's shadow than it is to make it and break out on your own if that's your true calling. You know, like Carrie Fisher did.
He's gonna have a huge what do they call it, the shoe to fill.
Shadow.
Yeah.
He's definitely gonna have that ahead of him at all times, which is unfortunate. But what I was trying to say is that he already had a big advantage
Right.
to where he was at in a position to where he can take
Break
off.
out.
Yes.
If he chose not to, which is fine as well, that's all on him. But that would be his choice. And it looks like he does want to be in the public. He does want to be something.
Right.
But what that something is,
We don't know, folks.
to me, it's kind of like,
It's-
what the heck are you doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's
I,
trying.
I think
He's trying to do something.
I think over the years we've seen struggling actors or actresses that want to stay in, have that mind share at homes. They pull a publicity stunt similar to this, and before you know it, he'll have another big movie contract that everybody sees, and they'll probably forget all about this.
or
like-
do drugs and disappear.
Like Joaquin Phoenix did. Joaquin Phoenix did that. Shia LaBeouf, to a certain extent, has done that already, and people have only so much capacity to hate, to where they just forget. Like, oh, I used to hate that guy. I used
Whatever
to hate
happened
that
to
guy.
that guy? Oh, well.
Whatever happened to him? Oh, that's right. He's coming out in this summer's big blockbuster film. So yeah, and you know what? And I like his films. I like the Karate Kid remake. I actually enjoyed
I don't
that.
really remember that.
I
much.
actually enjoyed that sci-fi film he did with Will Smith Sr.
After Earth.
After Earth. I
No,
actually
After
enjoyed
Earth.
that film.
It was good.
It got a lot of hate, but I
was
enjoyed
good.
it. I'm one of the people that enjoyed it. So kudos to you, man. Do your thing. If you're watching us, keep on doing your thing and put us in one of your movies, please. So yeah, man. I think it's all good. I think it's all good. We got. Let's see.
Yeah, we
We got some fan comments here. We are
basically-
streaming live.
It's basically what we were talking about. The comment read, oh crap, I lost it.
When you're born into fame, you have lots of money, and it just takes. What? And you have the opportunity to do.
Whatever their mind or heart desires, crazy or not crazy.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, it is what it is. It in certain ways it's easier. In certain ways it's more difficult, and so there you have him. There you have him. I mean, it's good luck to him. I hope that he stops being silly and doing these videos for Vanity Fair, and he kind of moves on from it. So that's what I think about that. Yeah. So you guys have anything else to leave us off with today?
I think that's it for tonight.
That's it, huh?
I think so.
We got another show coming, so if you want to stick around and you know the Espanol language, you may like it. Go to our YouTube page on youtube.com/That is Game Time en Español. What a mouthful. And you can see us live doing this show, but in Spanish.
Same.
Even if you don't speak Spanish, I mean, stick around. I think you'll get a good laugh out of it.
Yeah.
Probably. You'll see us.
We're a little rusty with our Spanish show, so we'll see how that
Well,
goes.
not you. We are. Us two. Us pochos over here. Yeah, man. So thank you all very much for joining us today. Also, remember to check us out on
Boom!
Facebook,
Right on
YouTube,
their
Twitch,
face.
Twitter, and Instagram. You can see
All
last
keyword
week's
Daddy's Game
episode
Time.
there on by clicking on the video on the annotation. Also, you can subscribe to our channel. We need you to subscribe, please. Our survival depends on your subscribing. We are losing mana and dying fast. No. But please subscribe.
But
Yeah.
please subscribe.
Yeah. So
We're not casting
man.
magic spells here, Leo. We're what?
enjoy
Oh.
your games and love your families, folks.